Half the year has already passed. It feels like I just blinked and suddenly 6 months are gone. That realization made me want to take a step back and figure out where I actually am in my life right now. I also just celebrated a birthday, and that always feels like a reset in itself. So this week I've been checking in with myself. Not to judge where I am, but just to see how things are going. What's been working, what hasn't, what I want to keep doing. When it comes to my artist journey, my goals haven't changed all that much since January. Grow my YouTube channel and my newsletters list, refine my graphite skills, find my voice, and create a cohesive artist brand amongst platforms. Other aspects of my life get a bit swallowed up by my work as I juggle a full-time job with building an art career, but my goals have been to first nurture relationships that are close to my heart, find balance and ease in my body while going through perimenopause, cultivating an abundance mindset, and read more books. A reset doesn't have to mean throwing everything out and starting fresh. Sometimes it just means giving yourself space to breathe and figure out what you really want. And things can change pretty quickly, so I feel it's good to stay flexible and open to change. When I do a mid-year reset, I like to start by reflecting on the past 6 months, looking at where I've made progress, looking at where things have worked and others not so much. I like to do this kind of reset by simply journaling, but of course you could be as creative as you'd like, adding collages, drawing, painting, or maybe even make a new vision board like the one I did in January. It doesn't have to be elaborate, maybe just 1 page in a notebook. And it's not about setting huge goals, we already did that in January. It's more about refining those goals. For me, this reset is more about staying connected to what actually matters to me and how I want to feel by the end of 2025 and beyond. Here are some questions that help me review and reset. Where am I in relation to the goals I set 6 months ago? So I think when it comes to my YouTube growth, there has been some growth, but it has been pretty slow. And I have worked on my newsletter but changed things around, so also that has impeded my growth a little bit, I think. I feel that my graphite skills have improved and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. Of course, I can always continue to improve on those. And yeah, so I'm fairly satisfied with the way things are going. But perhaps the growth has been a little bit slower than I had hoped for. What has felt energizing versus what has felt draining this year so far? So for me, what has been very energizing is all the drawing and also the side quests with animation. That's always exciting and energizing for me. What has felt draining this year has been, well, my YouTube schedule, the week after week, is quite draining, just because I never get a real break from my day job, even though I do enjoy making videos, of course, but it's still a lot of work, and I spend, almost a full Monday editing, and yeah. What has also felt draining is figure out how to show up on Instagram, on Substack, and I still haven't figured that out. Showing up in a way that's authentic to me while showing my work. So yeah, have my goals changed? And if so, what are my new goals? Or you could ask, what do I want to focus on in the next 6 months? So for me, my goals haven't changed, as I've explained. I just want to continue on that road and just make some modifications when it comes to my approach, so that I can be more true to my hypersensitivity and really allowing myself for pockets of moments of rest if I can, and kind of try to recalibrate all the aspects of juggling YouTube and Instagram and drawing. I'd like to spend more time drawing because I haven't spent that much time drawing in the last 6 months. I want to draw some originals that I will have for sale later this year, and of course I'll keep you posted. So I have some projects in the back of my mind as well that I want to work on. I'm still hoping to open a Patreon page. I've talked about this for a long time. Hopefully this fall will be will be when it happens. I'll be traveling this fall as well, going to France to visit my family, so I'll have content about that. And yeah, but basically continuing on with the goals I had in January, but perhaps changing my approach just a little bit. What excites me the most going forward, or what do I want to invite more in, are other questions you may ask on your media reset. For me, I'm really excited to just continue on the journey and see what unfolds, and to continue to develop my art style. I have a couple ideas on the back of my mind, things I want to try out. So maybe they might be side quests or they might be integrated in my work. We shall see. But yeah, I'm really excited to just continue to connect with you and see where things go. Finally, what habits can support my goals and how I want to feel by the end of the year. Because by the way, when we set a goal, we're really chasing a feeling. Like, how do we want the thing or the experience, how is that going to make us feel, is what we're after, and not so much the thing of the experience, if that makes sense. And so for me, habits I'd like to cultivate further is, of course, my drawing habit, which actually has gone by the wayside a little bit. I used to draw every single day, but then YouTube kind of took over. So I'd like to make sure I draw consistently, also because I want to produce more work. I'd like to continue to post. I started posting some weekly recaps on my social media, and I'd like to be consistent with that as well. And also, of course, my newsletter, which is always a work in progress, but hopefully if I can stay in the habit of posting weekly, sure, there might be a pause here and there, but I think the consistency is key. We make progress step by step, not necessarily making big leaps, although of course it can happen. So yeah. These questions always reveal more than I expect. Sometimes the answers surprise me. While time seems to be in a hurry, the year still has room to breathe, to unfold, to surprise me and you. So as we move into the second half of the year, I'm staying curious, trusting that the small daily choices are quietly steering me towards something good. The invitation is simple. Check in with yourself, see where you are, celebrate how far you've come, and then with kindness, choose what comes next. This year isn't over. In fact, the best part might still be ahead. Thank you so much for watching this video, especially if you watched it till the end. I really do appreciate it. In fact, if you did, why don't you put a little carrot emoji in the comments? And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. Let me know in the comments if you do a media reset. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe, and I'll see you next week in a new video. Bye!